I'm glad to see you've returned. Did you find anything of note to the south? You found nothing. I see, not that I was expecting much, though. Not that I doubt your ability. It's just that if a substance... Yeah. It's just that if a substance as odd as what you're seeking had been discovered, you likely would have already heard of it through one source or another. That's why I didn't bother asking if you'd asked around Tyr. If anyone there knew of something like that, they would have told you already. However, if what you're looking for came into being only recently, it's possible no one has found or verified it. That's why I figured we should at least investigate this area. I wish I could tell you I found something interesting, but my search of city northern reaches didn't turn up much. I did take the opportunity to take a closer look at those mysterious upright stones there, though. I gave the structure a careful inspection, but if it holds any secrets, I'm afraid they are beyond my reckoning. This may be my perception, but it seems like when I passed that way in years past, that place seemed a bit better maintained, but now it feels as though nature is slowly moving back in, dust in every crack, and everything capped with a layer of snow. Yeah, now I'm getting stuffy. In summary, I found nothing useful. There is one thing though. Have you been to the northern reaches of Side recently? You have not. No, I actually have not gone over there. Where's the thing? I can actually see. Okay, so there should be at least one more thing after this. Then you might be surprised to find that there's a rather conspicuous pathway there that wasn't there before, leading northwest from Side. You may be wondering how and why it came to be, but before you ask, I can tell you that I was the cause of it. Wait, what? to be more to be more specific, it has to do with my broken mobile. Strange as that may sound, I'll fill you in on the details later. Now, to get back to the flame you're searching for. I didn't tell you earlier, but I actually do know of a cold flame. Not that I meant to deceive you, of course. After all, I didn't say that I never heard of such a thing, did I? I just avoided giving a direct answer when you asked about it. It's because there was one last little doubt in my mind I wanted to confirm first. That is, I wanted to see if this unnatural cold we're expecting is related to you or not. You see, the flame you're looking for sounds a great deal like the flames kindled by Kilich. I could not entirely discount the possibility that Kilich, the master of the Fianna Game Rid that attacked both me and the people of the lowlands, somehow stole your appearance and in such guise appeared before me. I mean, yeah. I mean you no offense. It's just due caution. Normal folk like me can't simply rest easy until we verified the truth of things with our own eyes. Just think of it as an extra step taken to ensure our survival. I thank you for being so understanding. Before I tell you about this flame, however, there's something I ought to ask you first. Do you know anything of Kelich? Have you heard of her before? Duncan told me. Deity sends the winter winds down from the northwest. He also spoke of how she burns firewood that embodies the year. Ah, good to see you're familiar with the basics. Among the mountain keepers, Kilich is held to be the master of the winter mountains, and the one who presides over the season of ice and snow. It's often said that by burning away the time that has passed in her fires, she prepares the way for the year that is to come. Some years she gathers more firewood than she needs, and those are said to be the years when strange winds blow from the mountains down into the lowlands. That's probably why the people of Tyr regard those freezing gusts as the fickle whims of this god of the northern winds. I have memories from long ago of hearing parts of the tale sung to me as a lullaby. The other children had fallen fast asleep. I was the only one still awake. Ah, I vaguely remember a warm, strong hand softly patting my back as the song was sung. I may be a bit off on the exact melody, but fortunately, I do remember the lyrics. Would you care to hear them? They may contain some hidden secret or useful information we've overlooked. Alright, please keep in mind that it's been many years, so forgive any awkwardness in my presentation. The Winter Queen by her fire sits and tends the hearth in the cold. The logs she burns are our days long past, the time that hath grown old. Sunrise to sunset, day into night, the light is swiftly dying. In ashen embers, flame burns cool, as winter's chill abiding. Her wood upon the hearthstone glows, each curl of smoke ascending. Old time since spent, renewed again, return to flow unending. Autumn to winter, a day into night, the wind outside is howling. As flurries flit from northern peaks, by faint light I go wandering. The Winter Queen extends her hand, the the storms and snows to rally. She guides each little downy flake to blanket hill and valley. Mist under moonlight, day into night, a fog with silver lining. Beneath the veil of cloud and snow, the slumbering things are hiding. Now close your eyes and sleep, my dear. Wet not the pillow with your tears. The winter night is long and dark, but I'll be here beside you, your hand in my hand. Night into day, the northern winds are singing. A journey born of winter's grief moves ever toward the spring. And that's how it goes. This old folklore tells of a flame that gives rise to winter, would be noteworthy on its own. But this lullaby I remember from childhood mentioning a fire that burns cool rather than hot suggests there's more than mere myth to the story. If there's something more to it, it may be just the sort of thing that you came looking for. Why not think on it for a bit? I'm keen to avoid unfruitful use of our time, so it would be good to define our next goal before we continue our investigation. As I see it, our best bet would be to focus either on Kilich or on a location of particular interest. Think about where you'd like to focus your investigative efforts. So that means we just need to decide on where we're gonna go. Mm, okay. Young people these days can be so indecisive. Give them even a simple choice and they'll spend an hour pondering the merits of each option. I'm glad you seem to be a more resolute sort. Now, what do you think we should turn our attention toward? Mm, I guess investigate. Flame seems like the most promising lead. You tell us that you're interested in finding out more about the mysterious Kilich. Ugh. In that case, I have a small request to make of you. Before we delve into the unknown, I figured it may be helpful to review what is known. Have you perchance read the book The Tear Environs? I've read it before, and it does make mention of Kilich. I'm not sure I'd do a great job explaining it myself, but since it's all there in the book, I don't have to. You'll have the clearest picture of reading it for yourself. Oh right, there's no bookseller in Tyr, so you'd have to travel to Dunbarton to get a copy. As a Malachian, you'd likely have some way to reach Dunbarton quickly, yes? Go there and inquire with the glasses girl about a copy, then read it through. That should prove a useful introduction. I'll be waiting here for your return, and while you're away, I'll prepare a few questions regarding Kelly's to make sure we're both on the same page. You needn't bring the book to show it to me. I know the book has the information. Better that you commit it to memory than make the knowledge. Better that you commit it to memory and make the knowledge your own. I'll see you when you return then. I'll read the book and then return to Lois. Let's test your knowledge while it's still fresh. First question, I think that one. And I think it said gorge. However, even if we accept that as settled fact, inconsistencies begin to emerge. Do you remember when that blue deer bolted off? Think about the direction it ran. Then consider the direction the Adelia stream flows. One needn't even go that far. A quick glance at even a basic map of the sort one can find in any marketplace will show you that Moonhide Gorge lies to the north of Adelia stream, which spills into the estuary on the coast. Doesn't that seem a bit far from Side? If we hold the legends to be true, the deer should have been more active in eastern Ulad. However, if we consider the location of all the confirmed sightings, they seem to have favored the path of the setting sun. I think you may have some idea where I believe we ought to direct our search. I guess. Mentioned the north and west. You suspect he's talking about the pathway that leads north from Side. Looks like you've reached the same conclusion. Good. That'll save me from having to do any more explaining. We'll be searching near a ridge called Sleab Miss that stretches north of Side and the Morn Mountains. It was once considered a particularly labyrinthine area of the mountains, even among the mountain keepers. The thick forests there start to look the same mile after mile, and travelers often begin to feel like they're just going in circles. It was considered to have the keenest sense of direction. Oh, I was considered to have the keenest sense of direction, so my superiors charged me with looking after Sleia Miss and the surrounding areas. Well, no one really considers it a labyrinth these days. So perhaps I'm overselling it. A pity. This will probably come as no surprise considering its location and elevation. But like Sine, it's very cold there. Sometimes the slush seems to cling to your boots with every step. Most know Side as the only snowy region in Ulad, but such icy weather is common at higher elevations. So if I might make a suggestion regarding that, mountain weather is nothing to thumb your nose at. If you traipse around Sleeb is dressed in the kind of fashionable froufery Miletians seem to favor, you'll more than likely catch a severe cold, if not pneumonia. You might even slip into eternal hibernation, if you catch my meaning. That's why I advise bundling up in something warm. Layering is key to retaining body heat. It's good to be efficient in our search, but safety comes first. I won't guide you through the mountains until I can see you're properly dressed for the journey. I've been at this work long enough to know what the weather is like there. I know how quickly it can change on you, so I can't, in good conscience, let you go unprepared. It's only right that I uphold the responsibilities I've been charged with as a mountain keeper, no? That's why I can't make an exception, even for you. Trust me, once we're on the trail, you'll be glad I made you dress properly. I think it's just to equip a robe. Yeah, wear a robe. So you've chosen a festival souvenir boner robe, have you? That should hold you in good stead, keeping your body warm and the icy winds out. It's actually funny, it checks which one you're wearing. But yeah, an excellent choice and one I doubt you'll regret. With that, we should be ready to head out. I took care of all the preparations. You're not shy about asking questions, I'll give you that. The clothes we mountain keepers wear are special, made specifically with our needs and duties in mind. They look too light for someone who regularly has to hike through wind and snow, right? You may have wondered, how can he possibly keep warm wearing just this? Since time is crucial when trying to locate lost travelers, and since I frequently have to carry a heavy sack, thick and cumbersome garments like robes or heavy cloaks present some significant drawbacks. While warm, they end up restricting my mobility. Beyond that, I do occasionally have to head into the lowlands for supplies, maintenance of my gear, and other such needs. And walking through town swaddled in thick coats and bear pelts does tend to draw unwanted attention. On the other hand, were I to dress too light, I would quickly run into trouble carrying out my daily responsibilities, and that represents a problem as well. I've been told this problem goes back generations of mountain keepers, since it was a constant annoyance. They eventually found a unique way to keep warm by borrowing the wisdom of the druids. The story itself is one of those old anecdotes passed down orally, so I can't vouch for the accuracy, but the method apparently draws on the same underlying principles as the firebolt spell. The catch is, this enchantment can only be used on clothes lined with certain materials. In this case, the material is straw from the sheaves of the year's last harvest. I doubt any such straw was used in making your robes or clothes, so I couldn't imbue them with the magic even if I tried. Without the use of the proper without the use of the proper materials, the fabric won't hold the fire elemental energy, and the clothing would simply burn up. That's why I had to insist you wear a robe, despite knowing their drawbacks. Know that I'm not asking you to do it only to flout my own advice. I'll go on ahead to the northern fields. Before you set out, you should make sure you have everything you need. I packed most of the essentials, so you shouldn't have to bring too much. Taking more than you need ends up being a burden, since you carry that weight with every step. I'll go and keep watch there, then. Yeah, all this stuff is gonna be a burden. It's actually hilarious, like, how much you can carry. There was never this path here before. Uh, I thought I'd heard just about every sound snow can make as it crunches underfoot, so I didn't expect something unfamiliar. There's a certain sound that all steps make, of course, but if you listen closely, you can hear the differences between the dauntless pace of the predators and the cautious gait of the prey. So too are the steps of those lost and worn down with fatigue, different from the confident stride of those who know where they're going. The way a person walks can tell a lot about them, bold or meek, driven or unhurried, lost or sure of the way. The mind has a way of showing itself in the feet. But to those who lose their way and stay amiss, the sound of all footsteps takes on the unease of not knowing what else is out there. Fortunately, I've never gotten lost, so I don't know what that's like. It's just what people tell me. But if you do happen to wander off the trail and start hearing strange sounds out there in the woods, don't be too alarmed. I know the sounds your footfalls make now. So even if you get lost, you can be sure I'll come and find you. Anyway, this is the trailhead. I'm not sure whether to tell you I'm responsible for this pathway or that the blue deer is the one to blame. When the Fianna game raid charged me, the force of its blow threw me into the barrier surrounding Sire. My best guess is that the aftershock from the incident weakened this part of the barrier enough that this path opened up. The loud sound sent the deer bounding off to who knows where, but now that there's a trail visible, I suspect we'll see more people venturing into the mountains. As of right now, the barrier has healed, so you can't get through via normal means. However, a little curiosity makes possible what would seem impossible. Ask if we can open the way. To find the paths and guide others upon them is, in fact, a core responsibility of every mountain keeper. I'll open the path for us. It doesn't involve anything particularly awe-inspiring, like moving a hill or parting rows of trees, so I hope you're not expecting too much. I will enter first, and you'll follow just behind me. Simple enough, right? Let's be off then. This may be rather late in coming, but I just remembered I never told you exactly what it is I want from you in this deal we've made. What I'd hoped to get your help was with You helped with was investigating Steam and figuring out a sealed breach. I think we may need to postpone our investigation for a bit. As soon as we set foot, I could sense something is off here. The width of the trail, the positions of the trees, it's subtle, but they're different somehow. Even the mixture of the snow beneath my boots feels strange. These mountains are not as I left them. You've probably picked up on it too, haven't you? There's no sound at all besides the noise we ourselves make. Not even the stirring of the trees as the wind passes through them. I would prefer not to make any moves when our safety is far from guaranteed. The way I do things favors caution. Oh, I just forgot. I forgot to re-equip my weapons. The reason I insisted you wear a robe, for example, or my wariness of you early on, all of that was to ensure my safety and yours. After all, I'm out here on my own. There's no one to back me up if I get in over my head. You've likely been in such situations many times yourself, and right now, I find myself unable to even guess how much the path forward resembles its original form, or whether it would be at all safe to traverse. I cannot even guarantee that we're in emergency. I cannot even guarantee that were an emergency to arise, I'd be able to take appropriate action. That said, if you still want to proceed, even knowing the risk, I'll fulfill my duty as the keeper of this mountain and serve as your guide. Oh wait, did I just click go back? Is you about to tell him you're okay with going back? The who embodies the flame, these present moments should be. Oh my gosh, it's going fast. In full bloom. Now that you have come, there is no going back. You've come all this way, and there's no telling what could happen if you leave now. You tell us that you understand the risk and you want to proceed with the investigation. That's why you chose that course, to prevent what might happen. You tell him there's no particular reason, just a feeling in your gut. I suppose there's something to be said for the wisdom born of experience, especially when one has seen as much as you have. Very well. Let me prepare myself for what may lie ahead. A moment, if you would. I guess I should prepare as well. As his pale green eyes scanned the snow-covered earth, his ring finger, left bare by his glove, taps one of the small pouches at his waist. The mountain keeper, standing as solemn as the wintry mountain, eventually raises his head, looking forward toward you as though he has finally made up his mind. It's difficult to tell how much of Sleomis has changed simply by observing from this vantage. We'll have to venture further to see. Given my experience, I ask that you allow me to take the lead here. Beyond that, I would feel personally responsible if you were to be injured in an area I have been tasked with keeping watch over. I'll take the vanguard. As for you, looks away for a moment, concerned expression on his face. He sighs quietly, but in silence you can hear it. I'm afraid these conditions are far from optimal for scouting. Ideally, we'd be able to send and receive signals to keep each other informed of what we might find, but we don't have anything at hand that might serve that purpose. Even if we did, I question whether such communication would work properly under these circumstances. Well, at the very least, I can count on you not to get lost, right? What say we do it like this? I'll head out and you follow a few minutes behind me. But if you see anything that seems strange or dangerous, turn around and head back down to the trailhead. I'll make our destination, and upon reaching it, return the way I came, hopefully to find you somewhere along the way. That way, we shouldn't be able to pass each other without knowing. Ideally, we'll meet somewhere in the middle. How does that sound? Good, now let me run the important points by you once more. Try to refrain from doing anything reckless, and be mindful of what I told you before. It's not just for your own safety that that I ask this. Things may be safer in this area, but with the weather having frozen the snow solid, but causing a commotion someplace where the snowdrifts aren't as iced over could trigger an avalanche. Oh no. So don't push yourself too hard with this investigation of yours. It feels strange to leave someone behind under these circumstances. Normally, I'm the one leading others around. Maybe I've started to take a shine to you. Anyway, I should set out before the day is too far spent. You should probably do the same, since it becomes difficult to traverse the mountains once the light fades. Just look up at the sky, count to 10, and you should be good to leave. If all goes well, I should make good time. 3, 4, 5, 6. When it feels like it's about time to depart, move slowly and remember to follow Luis's advice. Wait, am I literally supposed to? Fear and damage has appeared. Wait, am I supposed to actually avoid that? I don't want to have to restart this thing all over again. Will attack you once you begin to fall. Unlike the previous one, this will mix attacks and its combos. Defeat the fiend. Oh, so I do have to fight it. Whoops. Okay, this thing is tough. Oh jeez, that thing hits hard. The size seems different. Well, actually, I'll say the behavior seems different. Hey, back, the one you saw didn't charge at you, but fled from you, turning back as if to check whether you were still in pursuit. A brief search turns up no firewood, so at least it doesn't seem like Luis fell victim to the Fianna. Aggressive behavior, you see no trace of Luis, so he may not even be aware. Well, you're certainly fast, I'll give you that anyway. Look over there. As your gaze follows Luis, gesturing, you see a Fianna game raid staring at you. You tell Luis about what happened with the Fianna game raid on the way. Is that so? Strange. I didn't see anything, not even a single deer track in the snow. You fought it then? I'm glad you didn't sustain any major injuries, and that you didn't trigger an avalanche. If something similar should happen again, I urge you to descend the mountain unless the enemy attacks you first. I'd rather not see anyone hurt, especially in the mountains I'm charged overseeing. That Fiona game raid strikes me as a bit odd, though. The way it's behaving, it's almost as though it means for me to follow it. It only moves when I take a step forward, and otherwise remains almost perfectly still, just standing and staring. Seems like it's walking into a trap, doesn't it? Still, we do need to learn more about Kilich's flame, so for now, let's follow it, without dropping our guard, of course. What's happening? What? What the heck? What? Is some kind of barrier? Well, that doesn't look like anything new. Oh my gosh, what the heck? You see a gaping breach hanging in midair as though the fabric of space itself has been rent asunder. Icy energies are being drawn into the rift toward whatever lies beyond. Cracks stretch out from the open center, reminding you of a broken glass or a spider's web. The breeze that defies classification lies scattered on the ground nearby, as if blown out with great force from within. Everything you see lines up with how Lewis described it to you. Judging by the similarities between the fragments littering the ground and the yawning breach before you, you suspect they're the shattered shards from where the crack first emerged. A deathly chill, sharp enough to shear flesh from bone, emanates from the shards. Probably best not to touch them. Licking them is right out. Aw, you can't really lick it. As you take in the broader scene, you notice traces of thawed soil here and there, as well as the broken stumps of trees sheared off by some unnatural force. Idly, you wonder if someone might have built a campfire here. You can see the tracks of several animals, patches of soggy earth, and half-melted snow. The jumbled footprints comes from many directions, but all appear to point toward the fissure. You finally finish your survey of the perimeter, head back to Luis to report your findings. You whip your head around and scream, heart filled with a sense of foreboding. Oh, what the heck? Eyes covered. You have become wood to be burned. To think that which was lacking has returned. I suppose it must be fate, as surely as winter follows on autumn's heels. As you look more closely, you see a smoldering piece of firewood in the hand of what appears to be a hooded old woman. Fascinating. It seems an incomplete flame has brought new firewood in tow. Unfortunately, I cannot use wood of that stock for my winter. New fallen snow is a virtuous light, fit to wash all the world clean. Tisk tisk. You've hoarded much to yourself, like a greedy child. Surely it has served to safeguard your life, but even so, you will not be able to tread upon my eternal realm, noble and sublime. Ha ha, ha ha ha. Truly a pity. Still, winter comes for all, even you. What is happening? For a moment, light itself seems to be swallowed up, and all around you is sunken into darkness. As the light returns, you look around, but the woman who stood there moments before is gone. Go back. There is not I would give you. A faint voice echoes from the depths of the fissure, as if carried on icy winds, but quickly dies away. A strange piece of firewood, a person fallen unconscious, unable to be roused. You're reminded immediately of what befell those children in Tyr. It seems you will have to traverse the icy fissure if you hope to reclaim Louis' firewood from the old woman. Make preparations and venture into Glen Birna to seek out firewood. Seek out the firewood. What the heck? Our bar. Is there a grand Sakona greater warmth than its appearance would suggest is still going strong? And you may not yet be able to retrieve what was taken. You may yet be able to retrieve what was taken. Oh guys, that means I gotta go in. What? Total Arcana level of 50 or higher? Oh, really? You must be in a party of 2 or more to enter. What? Are you kidding me? I have to join a party to do this? I'll need to complete the Frozen Lake entrance room of Glen Bierna to obtain the Winter's Whisper Flame that completes the quest. This means after you get Kelly down to 95% HP and enter the separate timelines, you're free to leave if you do not want to complete a run. Until you progress more through the quest line, you will not be able to re-enter Glen Bierna. Wait, so I have to enter in a party or can I just go solo? And this is gonna be annoying. Must be a party of 2 or more to enter. Wait, is it like the thing, do I have to enter with pet? No, it has to be a person. God damn it. No. Oh damn, 35? You guys split up. Wait, so who's gonna be... Oh, Jesus. The party thing is on the side. It's covered up. What the... what is happening here? Where the heck is my thing? Ah, shit. What the heck? Hello, welcome, I'm Bread. Hope you're doing well. There's a bit of abominable rabbit. What the heck? Oh Jesus, what the? Oh my gosh. What the heck? Come on. Oh. Wait, is that really it? Once I get knocked out, I can't even revive myself? Damn. So wait, am I just stuck here? Oh my goodness, this is gonna be a difficult one apparently. Oh, and I can't even check my inventory. So use all the braziers to weaken the barrier in the other timeline. So I guess this is the one that's like, what? I guess that's the Dark Arts ability? Or no, what is it? Dark Magic? Yeah, this is just crazy. What the heck do you deal with all of this? You kill each Drake in 10 seconds. What? Wait. What happened to my... What is going on over there? Oh, what the heck? I didn't even notice the scenery. Oh, there we go. What the hell is that? Oh, what is happening? Everyone's just in the corner. Oh, what the? There's like a shaman thing there, and then these guys are dealing with the golem. Damn. What the heck is happening here? Oh. Yeah, damn, so this is like almost like a mini raid. Jeez. These are before complete may prove unwise. What? Then they do this? What the? It has the aspect of reversal, aspect of night. What? Does it have the aspects? Further souls are consumed. Oh, that brazier? How's the other side doing? Still somehow taking them back. Uh-oh. He's still alive. No, I guess it looks like they're down. Oh, was that golem just stuck out there? What is happening there? Man, this is crazy. Well, at least luckily I only had to do just that opening scene. Oh. So now we examine. I'll just use this. And the last. I should turn this down. As the flame pulses in a gentle wave, you watch as the firewood is slowly consumed. A strange chill courses through you as you listen to the quiet cracks and pops of the burning wood. Gives a little while to collect himself, then speak with him. After Curly spirited me into Glen Bierna, I feel as though I experienced an endless cavalcade of the bizarre. It was as though the place itself rang out with soundless screams. Jesus, what the heck is that? And yet, I heard so much. I heard the cries of humans, of animals, and some sounds I knew in my bones belonged to neither. Intermingled with those were familiar faces, those of the other mountain keepers. The only one I could identify with any certainty was Blottom's. But his voice was one among a chorus. I was told to stretch my hand out, so I did, and I felt something. Instinctively, I grabbed hold. There was a faint voice bidding me farewell. Then the sound of laughter, and no, I could well be mistaken. In the state I had no true eyes, nor ears, nor mouth. What can I trust of such sense-deprived perceptions? Oh. A small piece of firewood and a chunk of ice. You know how to restore firewood of the soul to its original form, don't you? Could you perhaps teach me how it's done? You recall how you inadvertently awakened the unconscious girl in Side Snicha and her brother at the inn in Tyr. Thinking back, it seemed almost as simple as starting a fire and throwing the firewood into the flames to free the soul within. I see. Thank you for sharing your knowledge with me. Allow me to apologize for my impassioned outburst. I was impatient when, had I simply waited, I'm sure you would have told me what you knew in time. But since time is of the essence here, let me quickly tell you about the ice. This is the flame that Kilich left behind. You wouldn't be wrong to think of it as a sacred flame. The one from her legends that perpetuates winter's chill. As long as she has firewood to feed it. After my soul was transformed into firewood, it was as though I instinctually knew those flames you surely saw in Glen Bierna were not only the sacred flames that sustained the winds of winter, but the means through which the paradoxical flames born of firewood are sustained within that realm. I realize how strange that must sound, but my memory is surprisingly clear. I remember that I became a piece of firewood, somehow, and then, when I crossed the threshold into Glen Bierna, that wood became a flame. I even remember being carried out of Glen Bierna in your hands. Is okay? Yes, I'm okay. Just a bit puzzled, that's all. Now, to continue. Jellich handed the firewood that had been taken from me to a Fianna gem reed, asking if it knew what must be done so that the day and night would persist. The deer, seeming to understand what she meant, took the firewood and disappeared. As I followed Kilich through the flames, I found in my possession that chunk of ice and Arbar's firewood. And the next thing I knew, you were there, fighting against Kilich. And then, I passed from flame back into firewood once more. That's all I can recall. While I try to wake Arbar up, you should take a closer look at that chunk of ice. A closer look at the chunk of ice encasing the flame reveals that, just as Lois said, something that looks like a flame frozen in place is flickering within. However, an accumulation of dust and scratches on the surface of the ice partially obscures your view. Scraping off the outermost layer of the ice should make it easier to get a clear look at the flame. What will you use to shave off the ice? Wait, do I just use any? Oh, so it doesn't matter. I should be able to scrape off the first. You position the blade up, with the blade facing up for a dexterous draw cut, and begin shaving down the surface of the chunk of ice. Give a shave off the outer surface of the ice with the sharp blade. Uh-oh, the edge of the blade has become stuck on an icy knot. Doesn't matter here, does it? I guess it doesn't matter. You apply a light hand attempting to work the edge through the troublesome patch, but the knot of ice seems determined to not let the blade through. Ow. You're not going to let some chunk of ice get the better of you? You bear down on the handle, putting your weight behind the blade. Flame and kindling both shall you share, but let there be only one firewood, that it may remain hidden. What? You could swear you just heard a strange voice emanating from the ice as you scraped its surface. The snow is not so easily fooled. In the eyes of... The words grow momentarily indistinct. It is as clear as a trail of scarlet rowan berries, dotting a world of white. Even should an opportunity arise, it would be but a single chance. I shall choose one who might seize that opportunity and bestow upon them the firewood. Consider it my who have tended. You strain to hear as the voice fades away, but only catch a few intermittent words. You cannot stop now, not if you wish to examine the flame embedded in the ice more closely.